Kevin McCullough welcoming you to the middle of the day on AFA today on AFR Talk, and we are excited each day to, fill in the blanks on what's going on news-wise for you, and then give you some perspective on how to analyze it and how to use it and how to be a good steward of it for your own life and so forth. We've got a lot of interesting news in the middle of the day today to talk about, and I want to get to that, but it is, it's a busy day today. This story... Kevin McCullough is my name, 888-589-8840, by the way, 888-589-8840. I don't know if you saw this or heard this, but yesterday there was a story that came out, and we were made aware of it. Somebody sent an email in the office, and it made the rounds. But the bullies that have been trying to get their way on the it's not enough with the left in particular, but particularly those on the spiritual and political and philosophical left. It's not enough to agree to disagree. We end up seeing that word be used by people that are on our team that are drawing differences with one another. Rand Paul famously said it not long ago about the social issues and how we're just going to have to agree to disagree on how important they are. I don't think that's a wise move for anybody that is serious about wanting to capture the nomination for the top office. But nonetheless, he said it. But we don't see that from the side that is the furthest from what we believe. What we see from those people on a regular basis is harsh, all-out, landscape burning war. I mean, it's just you leave no prisoners. You kill everybody. You take everything. And this story that came yesterday, just after we were off the air, reminded me of that. There was a new CEO that was named to Firefox. The Mozilla company actually is the name of the company, but Firefox is the web browser that they make. And there's a lot of differing differentiations that they use in Firefox that has made it somewhat popular. It's harder to get into and to do bad things to your computer with. The Internet Explorer evidently has this huge backdoor that almost anybody can get through and then have access to things on your computer that is fairly simple. But Firefox, one of the things that they really prided themselves on when they came out was we're going to make it more bulletproof. People aren't going to be able to get in. So it's a profitable company. It's a big company. It's an important company. The Firefox creators at Mozilla named this guy to be their CEO, and yesterday it prompted board members to quit, a Twitter frenzy, a pushback, a leading dating website because he supported California's former gay marriage ban. I mean, all of this happened because he said, I think marriage should be between a man and a woman. The move by that man infuriated employees and users by hiring Brendan Eich to lead the Mountain View Company. This is saying the company infuriated the public when they did this. And you want to know what his great crime was? You want to know what the big, huge thing causing people to resign and leave and go other places and trash talk on their way out the door, all the rest of it? He gave $1,000 to the campaign to pass California's Proposition 8, a constitutional amendment that supported traditional marriage and said that would be the definition that marriage would have in California. Now, the contribution was publicly reported. It drew negative attention 2 years ago when Ike was Mozilla's chief technology officer, but when he was promoted to CEO last week, his support of that ban took on more gravitas, according to Fox News. 3 of their 6 board members quit. Now, you have 6 board members on the board of this mammoth company. 3 of them quit because he gave $1,000 to Proposition 8. Thousands of employees and community members weighed in on Twitter over the weekend. On Monday, New York-based dating service OkCupid.com replaced its usual homepage for users logging in through the Firefox browser. And it said, "Hello there, Mozilla Firefox user. Pardon this interruption of your OkCupid experience. Mozilla's new CEO, Brendan Eich, is an opponent of equal rights for gay couples. We would therefore prefer that our users not use Mozilla software to access our website." He gave $1,000 to this company several years ago. And because he gave $1,000 to the Prop 8 campaign, which, by the way, passed the California voters, I think it was like 73% was the margin. Californians overwhelmingly backed Proposition 8. California, it was he was if he was just acting politically, he was acting in good faith. But here he gives this donation, and suddenly it must be scorched earth. You must not be allowed to breathe. If you ever said, "I support traditional marriage," it's flat out, you're done. You have to be murdered. We must take you down. We must kill all of your children. We must do everything else that we can possibly do to ruin your life. Why? What is the rationale? And I want you to genuinely think this through. What are they actually opposing here by trying to, just hurt this guy at every level? What are they really speaking in favor of? What they want is they want basic, all-out sexual advocacy in every way possible, no criticism whatsoever, and the idea that you even disagree with them should be something that you keep to yourself. Now, this is taking place not in Russia. This is not taking place in Iran or North Korea, where you expect dictatorships to have such a zero-tolerance policy. But if there are homosexuals listening to the sound of my voice right now, I want you to answer my question for me. How do you have the right to basically try to do everything you can to destroy a man's life because of a belief that he has? Because of a simple belief that he has. What gives you the right to try to ruin the company, to try to take down everything he's related to try to exile him to the isolationist island of no longer welcomed here people? 888-589-8840, because I can't honestly for the life of me think of one person in all of evangelical America that would turn around and do the same thing to you for disagreeing with them about their view of sexuality. I don't know a single Christian that when they discover someone's practicing homosexuality at work, or someone they work with is involved in the lifestyle, whatever, that they suddenly go on a campaign and say, "Oh, we must kick him out. We must do away with him." Now, there may be some people that say we don't want them being the youth pastor at our church. But there's certain rationale and logic as to why that makes sense. Even the Boy Scouts of America, another headline today, even as far left as they've gone, they've still understood not exactly a good idea to put a gay scoutmaster in tents with little boys. Because on Monday, they said to a scoutmaster who was professing an active homosexual lifestyle that he had to go away. So even the Boy Scouts, who have changed considerably their understanding of where they are at with this issue, even they understand the liability of someone's sexual practice having its a camel's nose under the tent, so to speak. But here you've got exactly the reverse, working as hard as they possibly can, to try to destroy a man's life. I want to know. And I know that there are people of all types of political persuasion that listen to this broadcast on a daily basis, because I get your email. I get your notes. I get your notes on Facebook. There are some of you that anytime we say anything about anything related to homosexuality, you've automatically got to go in, "Well, if you bigots weren't so backwards in how you think," and it gets tired. You really should learn how to post different things on Facebook. I'm just saying, you make the same argument every time, and it's a non-argument. But I want to know what gives you the right to destroy this man's life. What entitles you to say that he's not allowed to believe what he believes? Who died and made you the creator? Who died and made you the person that's supposed to be the conscience in his soul that tells him what's right and wrong? I would love to know from someone who is who's listening today, who's got a certain degree of understanding about the gay life and how you've practiced it or lived it in times current or times past. I'd love to know what gives you the right to say we are allowed to burn everything in this man's life behind him and to say you've got to be done away with. 888-589-8840. So 6 board members quit. You had the OkCupid website actually deny people access to their own website, which is dumb because that's a business decision for them, and they're losing traffic that way. But the president of that said he and the firm's 3 other co-founders decided to post the message after discussing this guy's appointment over the weekend. He said 12% of that community's approximately 3 billion monthly page views come through Firefox, while 8% of the site's users are gay or lesbian. So they feel like, well, it's to our advantage to make this statement because that 8% is going to continue to traffic to us. They're forgetting about the gay or lesbian that come through the Firefox portal. But I just this is kind of vengeance, evening of the score kind of thing. It's so predictable and it's so tired, and I still don't understand where you get off having the right to be able to just ruin a human being's life for merely disagreeing with him. This man wasn't standing out in front of some gay bar tossing slurs to people. He wasn't trying to stone folks for the choice of who they went home with that night. He's not looking inside anybody's bedroom windows. He's just minding his own business, trying to do what he does in his job and trying to do it well. This is life in the tolerant states of America now. This is the way it's going to be. You're going to be forced to care. 888-589-8840, 888-589-8840. I want to know your thoughts on this. There's other stories that we can get to as well, but this if it doesn't in one little synopsis illustrate almost everything that we've been facing all this year and where we are on track with a collision course of people's individual belief about God and morality and their choice of practicing their faith versus the adamant, unrelenting, non-backing down people that are going to declare their sexual rights versus your religious rights. Those 2 locomotives are headed for a head-on collision. They are speed trains going to the same spot. And at some point, one's going to dislodge the other. And I'm afraid that in 2014, what we have is courts lining up with stuff that's not even in the Constitution. We have court after court saying, no, you can't be that way around those folks because what you're ending up doing is you're creating discrimination. You're becoming bigoted in how you're dealing with people. What gives activists the right to go after an individual on this level, to cause this level of humiliation, try to do everything they can to harm an independent company? Where does that authority, that moral authority, come from? 888-589-8840. More of your calls as we continue. I'm Kevin McCullough. AFA Today on AFR Talk. And a reminder, we're looking for your testimonies of what the Lord is doing in your life through AFR. 877-876-8893. Call us right now.